Next case. Okay. Now this is a case, Ritika case, where she was having food poisoning, indigestion, breathing problems. Okay, clear. Now let us start step by step. When we talk of food and food poisoning, म्हणजे कोणचा body organ होते? Stomach. Correct?
Stomach.
In 1 to 12, stomach comes in which one? Like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3.
6.
6 is lower. 6 is lower stomach. Stomach as a whole is 5.
5.
तो फिर खाना बोला ना तो मून आना चाहिए. Correct? Moon. Okay. Now let's go one by one. Let us see let's analyze the Udayam first. Udayam Lord कौन है?
Ketu.
हाँ, केतु को. Udayam Lord. केतु को the Lord.
Mercury.
है?
Venus.
Venus. काय बघतोय? इकडे where I have gone the arrow. इकडे.
R7.
This and this is Venus.
R7. Sorry.
So Venus. Okay. Now Venus कहाँ पर बैठा है? अंदर का वीनस यहाँ बैठे, बाहर का वीनस यहाँ बैठे. Okay. So अंदर का वीनस 4th house में बैठे. Anything to do with 4th house? Can you tell me? Let me see how much you can think of. When you think of 4, don't think of 4th house. 4 ही आपके सामने करो. Then you understand.
Water body.
Okay, very good.
Chest.
हाँ, पर chest का उसके food poisoning का कोई लेना देना नहीं. 4, it is something related to 4. हाँ?
Indigestion is also on the chest. So.
ना 4th Lord कौन है? नहीं, indigestion नहीं. Moon, na? 4th the Lord is Moon. Moon is what? Moon is also stomach. Moon is also food. And Ami, 1 minute before I could say we went ahead. Chest है ना?
हाँ.
बरोबर. Lungs, chest. Venus is also the micro veins which go into the lungs are also Venus. Okay. Now understand one thing. Venus are the veins, the normal veins which carry the oxygen or blood or water, and the minor fibers in the thing are Ketu. So that is this way. Mercury is chest and lungs. Venus is also lungs. Okay. When we go to medical astrology later, I'll tell you. But Mercury per se is breathing, the lungs part.
Medium-sized vein nerves, I think that we had said.
What?
Mercury.
Mercury is a nerve.
Mercury.
Mercury goes for nerves. Venus goes for veins. And Ketu are very micro level ka veins bolo ya nerves bolo, all the microscopic things come under Ketu. Correct? So now if we just study the Udayam, Mercury is what? Lungs, breathing. Ketu are the fibers, minor things over there. And iska jo Lord hai, Venus, that is also the veins in the lungs. That is seated in the 4th house. 4th is what? Chest. दूसरा Venus किधर बैठे? यहाँ बैठे. 12th house. 12th house is what? If you're talking of medical, this is what will 12th house be?
Hospitalization.
Hospitalization. वो उसमें वो Venus कैसे बैठा है? See the arrow. What is the arrow telling you? I mean,
Debilitated.
Debilitated. Weak.
Weak.
So at this point, what is the story that it is telling you? The Udayam Lord is going to be telling a story along with the fellow who's coming to the Udayam. What is it telling you? Somebody tell me. Point out and tell me. This is this, this is this, this is this. Who will tell? Bhatia tell. Tell. Udayam Lord. Chipra.
Yeah.
Tell, I'm saying.
Okay, sorry.
Tell the full story.
So Udayam Lord is Venus, which also represents the chest area. It is sitting in the 4th house. It is debilitated in the 12th house. So chest area small veins.
Uh-huh.
She's hospitalized because of the problem
Okay.
in veins in the chest. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, if I say that she was not hospitalized, then what will you say? Because these are chota points which tweak it up. She is not
There was
hospitalized.
some kind of medical expenses.
Correct. Okay. You can say because moon is financial loss and 12th house is medical expenses. But you are not answering my question. I am saying,
Ketu is drain.
huh?
Ketu is drain, which is
Arre,
there in the
Hey Raja, what I'm saying, answer that. No? I am saying Venus, okay, is in the 12th house. So Udayam Lord is in the 12th
It's-
house of hospital, but she was not in hospital. So what does that mean?
loss of money,
Nahi re baba. Where money?
foreign, something to related with the
No. Let me phrase the question again. Udayam Lord is in the 12th Rashi or 12th house of hospital. Barabar? So she should have been in hospital. But she was not in hospital. So what does it tell about her state? If somebody has to be in
Severely.
hospital, usko, is it like just थोड़े से
Was it
सर्दी
very
हुई? हाँ,
must be
Siddharth?
very tough, critical.
So that is called
She had-
Mrityu Tulla Kashta.
The severity of the
Huh?
problem.
Come
The
again?
severity of the
Severity of the illness. It is like a hospital-like environment. Correct? So basically, when we see that the Udayam Lord, Venus, is debilitated in the 12th house of hospitalization, what is it telling us? That all this Mercury, which is lungs, seated along with Ketu, which is the minor fibers over there, seated with the Udayam Lord Venus, is seated debilitated, low. In the 4th house, also debilitated in the 12th house of hospital. But this girl is not in hospital. That means she is suffering so much that she should have been in hospital. So that day when she phoned me also, and when I heard her voice also, yeah, I was shocked. I said, what happened to her? And then when she said that audio recording was totally, एकदम it's normal. I saw her. Okay. Are we clear on this so far? Should we go ahead? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if we are talking about the Karak planet, which will you catch for food and stomach? It actually comes together. And digestion also. I'll tell you. Maybe I don't know, but try. Food bola to
Moon, na?
Moon, correct?
Moon.
So moon is the Karak for food. Moon is also the Karak for stomach. And Saturn is the Karak for indigestion. For digestion. Now, moon and Saturn, maybe you all are not aware of. Moon is milk. Moon is milk, and Saturn is acid. So when moon and Saturn mix, it will give poison. Okay. Now, like I keep saying, the chart only gives us a hint. Moon going towards the Arudam. Arudam is what?
The reason.
Reason.
For the question.
Correct. So moon going to Arudam is telling you that moon is the cause of the thing. Whom is it seated with?
Saturn.
Saturn.
In which Rashi is Saturn?
moon.
Huh? Which
Moon
Rashi?
side.
Fourth Rashi Lord कौन है?
Moon.
Moon.
So,
Fourth Lasherod is
So moon and Saturn are together in 4th also.
yes. So इधर देखो तो इसमें क्या-क्या मिला अपने को? If we just concentrate on this, we have understood that moon is approaching it in the Rashi of moon. Correct? Hora Lord is Saturn, and that is the fellow who's on at the moment. And Hora Lord Saturn is seated in
fourth Rashi.
4th Rashi. At the same time, let's jump a step because it is here. Kavipu is catching what? Kavipu is catching this entire rectangle. Rectangle is a focus of thing. Because it is catching Saturn. Saturn is in 4th Rashi. 4th Rashi is under moon.
That's why the severity happened, right?
Severity is another thing. That we'll have to see from the strength of it. Yeah, you're right in a way, strength, because moon is coming to its own Rashi. So moon is strong. Whatever. Now, even if you talk about this thing, यहाँ moon की राशि आ गई, ये moon खुद इधर आ रहा है, बरोबर ना? Saturn का हो रहा चल रहा है तो Saturn is strong, Moon is strong, and Saturn is seated over here. So two strong, it is like saying वो दो बड़े elephants are clashing against each other ऐसा हो गया, because both are strong now. I am strong because I am in my own house, बराबर, in my own domain. So, and opposite fellow is by default a very strong planet. So major force हो गया. Okay, ये जो है this is my Pottery theorem which I very later on. ये अभी अपने को पहले कर दो. समझा? So moon. Where is the other moon? Where is the other moon seated?
The 12th house.
Is the recording moving? Maybe different recording.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on. Yeah, I can't see the. Okay. Now, where is the other moon? ये moon अपना किधर था? ये moon इधर 12th house में. Where is the Jama moon now? Jama moon is in the 9th house, 3rd Rashi. Okay. 3rd Rashi is what? Ruled by what? And which area?
Mercury.
Huh?
Mercury.
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 Mercury is what I said just now. Which part of the
Breathing.
body is Mercury?
Nerves, lungs.
Lungs.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Moon is what? Water.
Water, yes.
Water
then water
in
retention.
Mercury. Water in lungs.
Water in lung.
Okay.
Pneumonia.
Something. Maybe not that serious, but something. Water. But okay. Water. Moon is also this thing. Food. Okay.
Yes.
9th house is house of what? No, I'm taking on a little trick, so just play along with me. 9th house is the house of travel. Okay.
Sorry, 9th house is
House of travel.
travel, yes. Overseas travel.
No, but even travel you can consider
Okay.
that. Now
Religious travel,
I'll
okay.
add on to that. I'll confirm. You said correct, but
Third is the house for travel, na? Short travel.
no, short travel is the 3rd house. But Shishir ko I will make Shishir correct by saying what just say. 7th house is the house of your business. What I told you last time. 9th
Yes.
house is which house from 7th house? 3rd house
Second.
from 7th house. No,
Third house,
Third.
yes.
One,
third.
head 2, head 3. 3rd house from
Third.
7th house. 7th house is what? Business. 3rd house is travel.
Yes.
Now just see the story. This is what I told. I said you traveled for work and you had food. It was not like having lunch at home or something. You had food somewhere related to work. So uska kaisa hisab lagaya dekho. 7th house is the house of business. 3rd house from 7th house is 3rd house is the house of travel. So 7th ka 3rd is travel related to business. वहां पर कौन बैठा है? मून बैठा है.
Moon.
बराबर. Moon is कारक of stomach, कारक of food. So you traveled for work and had food, and now this moon was coming to Arudam, seated in the same Rashi. This Saturn was there, the hora of Saturn was there, Kavipu was touching Saturn. Now see that पहले का वो ब्रह्मांड उसका ऐड करो. So if I were to make it a very simple story, she for work, she traveled somewhere where she had food, and then all this thing comes into play. समझा क्या? ऐसा I don't want to go to this level, but I couldn't hold back, so I went there. I'm just talking and sharing. Have you understood how this is opening up? We have just touched it just now. See? I didn't want to take this step, but I touched it because it's really interesting. So just the Udayam Lord or the Karak planet or the Karak Bhav is telling us, they're telling us stories. I mean, maybe in 2 or 3 terms, we will understand how to add these stories together, and then the full story opens. Up to this point, any problem?
No.
Okay, so let's continue. Now, if we see, अब तक अपन ने क्या देखा? उदयम लॉर्ड का सब हिसाब लगाया, बराबर. कारक प्लैनेट का सब हिसाब लगाया. कारक भाव is which number? Karak Bhav of stomach is what? I told you just now before we started.
Fifth house.
Do Ami and Shikra and Shri, do you know the body parts top to bottom? I don't know.
But yeah, one is a head.
One, you all know that? All of it?
No, no, no.
Second is
But I'll tell you very quickly. One is basically the Kautik, this part. Okay. Two is Venus, face. Three is the, abhi I call it aeroplane, we call it aeroplane. Because बचपन में अपन aeroplane खेलते थे ना, तो ये point से लेके ये point तक जो that's it's my word for it. Aeroplane to understand. So this is aeroplane. This is third. Fourth is chest. Okay. Fifth is actually upper stomach, but its stomach also comes in there. So stomach and upper stomach, solar plexus. Sixth is the lower stomach, the appendicitis, all those areas. Okay. Seventh and eighth, there is, like I said, ambiguity. But seventh can be considered as private parts. Eighth can be considered as the hips and the butt part. But basically, eighth house is the Gupt stomach. So Gupt is basically what is hidden. So that might show that those might be. Then ninth is basically the thighs. 10th is the knees. 11th is the shin or calf, and 12th is the feet. Clear? These are the general overall character for that. But again, I said that the chart helps you to understand whether I 7 pakru ki 8 pakru, 6 pakru ki 5 pakru. Okay? So I'm going back to the chart.
So that is the Karak Bhav, and the Karak planet will be the lord of that.
No. Karak planet तो अपने already पकड़ा ना moon. See,
And I'm saying when we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If one is the head,
one is the head. So one you consider as first Rashi pakad or first house pakad, whatever you want. There is a minor difference which will come to at a much advanced level. But one, when I say one, suppose one is another from the two bola. So two may something related to this part as a pakad sakte. So iska jo Rashi Lord hai, that you are asking a question. What was the question?
that's what I'm asking.
The Rashi Lord will represent this.
So the Karak, there are two things, Karak Bhav and the Karak planet, which we have to identify.
Yes.
So Karak Bhav, if it is the face, it is 2.
You see the second house.
The second house, and the Karak planet will be Venus.
Venus. Correct. Perfect. वो जो मैंने जो 3 point बोले ना, sorry 2 point के analysis क्या करना है? Karak Bhav, Karak planet is the first thing. So if we are looking at, let us say, face related, उसको face के related कुछ issue है. So we will see 2. Don't say second house. Always say 2. I don't say second house because it can be second house or second Rashi. You have to थोड़ा work on that. So 2 is this, and Karak planet कौन है? तो Venus. Okay. उसको सबसे wrist में pain है या हाथ में pain है. Okay. So this is which Rashi? Aeroplane. 3.
3.
बराबर 3. So 3 Rashi बोलो house बोलो, we will catch that. Okay. And planet will be so many. There are different meanings for this, but let's say Mars, because Mars is the hand, effort. Fingers will be Mercury, nails are Mars. वो सब अलग-अलग है. अभी उसमें नहीं जाते because all 9 planets come into one. When we take the node, all 9 planets come into. तो अभी उसमें नहीं घुसते. But let's keep it. Understood? आगे जाओ.
Just 1 minute, yeah.
बोलो. अच्छा.
Manish, before within time she comes back, you said 3 is hands on all that.
Aeroplane में धरना. लहानपण आपण हात असं करून aeroplane खेळायचो.
Now how did you derive the planet for that?
I can't derive the planet because that's what I'm trying to tell you. All 9 planets come into that. Actually, problem क्या झाला माहिती till some time back, I used to consider this as Venus. But हे जर Venus म्हटलं तर डोळा, the रोशनी is Venus, त्याच्यात the eyeball is Mercury, त्याच्यात the white part is Moon, त्याच्यात the black part is Saturn, त्याच्यात the vision is this, it becomes too complicated. So let's not get into
okay.
that. So if I start expanding that, then all 9 planets.
So broadly, how do we
consider Mars? Because कसं
Mars? Okay.
आणि कधी-कधी काय ना, I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes you don't need to take both. Sometimes you might just take the Karak planet or the Karak planet. दोन्ही घ्यायलाच पाहिजे असं नाही. Like हात म्हटलं, it's very difficult to analyze which part of it because elbow joint is one thing, that is, let's say Mars. The bone is the Saturn. The fatty part is the Jupiter. The nails are again Mars. You know, so it's very difficult to catch that one. That when we go into little advanced thing, we will do that. Ata, let's keep it very simple. Huh? Let's keep it simple. So now where were we? अपने को ये देखना था, बरोबर? कारक भाव देखना था, बरोबर? तो कारक भाव, what did we say was come up? Fifth. Fifth भाव का राशि लॉर्ड कौन है?
Saturn.
होरा किसका है?
Saturn.
I've gone with arrows. You just have to say the word. ये सब बैठ के रीजन का प्रॉब्लम कौन कर रहा है यहाँ पर, जो कभी पुण्य पकड़ा है उसको? Who is this fellow? Saturn.
Saturn.
Can you see the importance of this fellow in the chart? Now? Bhav is fifth bhav. Fifth bhav ka lord is Saturn. He is also the Hora lord. Hora lord means he is ruling at the moment. Like ruling this. Where is it seated? First of all, it is seated in its own Rashi. Okay, internal color. Okay, and it is seated here with moon, ki Rashi, with this Kavipu ka damage. Okay, now let me take you to one step ahead of this. This is called as the Vimshottri Dasha. Okay, normally in astrology they see the Mahadasha and Antardasha, or the Dasha and Bhukti, what they say. For smaller problems, these people don't see it, but you have to see the Antardasha or Sukshma Dasha, because that gives you the thing. Now, when I saw this, what did it tell me? That her Antardasha, which is on from 14th of March to 14th of April, has got moon. Antardasha. That is telling me such a big story, because her problem is related to food, her problem is related to stomach. Directly moon aa gaya. I saw this. This is how I do my pottery thing, which are only we have two of them only. I'll teach you later on. In 5 minutes, you can find out what the thing is the solution. But that's a different story. Yes, on the chart. Should we go to the next chart?
Yeah, make sure.
Okay. Now this is a fellow who is fighting a case, property related case. Okay. So chalo, uska bhi hisab se karte hain. Who's the Udayam Lord?
Mercury.
Mercury.
You have to get this by heart.
Mars.
Arey,
Mars.
Mars.
Sorry. Mercury.
You have to get this by heart. Without this thing, you will just be going the wrong way, passing the wrong way. Mercury is what? Now listen. मेरे को daughter बेटा सब मत बताओ. We are talking about court case. Court case.
Documentation.
Verdict, communication, documentation, all Mercury. Okay. Now ये Mercury बैठा कहाँ है? यहाँ बैठा है in the 11th राशि. And अंदर वाला Mercury बैठा है यहाँ in the 9th राशि. Okay. Let's not analyze this. Mercury seated in the first राशि. First राशि का उच्च स्थान किसका है? Exalted कौन है? First राशि का exalted कौन है? यहाँ कौन exalted है?
Sun.
Correct?
Sun.
This is a this sun is also coming here. Can you see that? Because we are going the clockwise direction. These are the transit planets. Correct? This sun is coming here. Sun is exalted. Sun is what? Government. Authority. Government. Okay. वहाँ कौन बैठा है?
Rahu.
Rahu और sun का, you know what is it called? Rahu and sun together.
Grahan.
Grahan. पूर्ण सूर्य ग्रहण is done by Rahu. Half ग्रहण of Surya is done by Ketu. So Rahu seated in the Uch stan of Surya, and Surya coming to its exalted position. So it is strong, but फिर भी उसमें ग्रहण है. Now join the dots. Mercury in the house, the documentation in the house of gains from the government. को ग्रहण लगते हैं. बरोबर? So is it a bad or very bad thing?
That.
bad, correct? Not very
Because
good.
Mercury is also there, way connected. So everything is which is related legal, the document part is getting. Manish, I just have a thought. Can I ask?
Ask us.
Okay, so like we see that third Rashi we see जहाँ पे अभी उद्यम है वहाँ पर उच्च is Rahu,
Huh?
right?
Okay, you're talking about Lal Chakra. Okay, okay.
वहाँ पर उच्च is Rahu. Do we need to think on that those lines or like?
No, don't get a Lal Chakra figure. That I have not yet merged it as of now. So let's not get it. Which needs and ये अपने normal parasympathetic. Now all of you answer. Mercury documentation, 11th house of gains. At this point only, what does it tell?
It means that it is going to be a good thing.
Correct. Very good. Understood all of you. इतना ही देख के छोड़ेगा तो होगा क्या? नहीं. So sun coming to its position of exaltation and getting connected to Rahu means what? Grahan. Now if you connect the dots, if I little go a detour, sun related to Mercury, government related documentation. That is what the whatever there is for connected to Rahu, part Grahan. I will say part Grahan because this Surya is becoming very strong. Now tell me what this means. Mercury documentation, Ichha Purti. Surya government Mercury documentation with Rahu. So ये दोनों का connection का क्या मेरे को बोलो. So the earlier I think I said नाम बदलो. Rashmi, you said bad, not very bad. Now you understood why that was bad and not very bad. You will understand what I'm saying. Why are you looking confused? What is the problem? Not understood.
So it will be, there would be some initial problems, but they may get sorted.
Correct. That is what Rahu says. In fact, you read my mind, or I don't know whether you already know. Rahu means initial turbulence, but later on it might get okay. You're right. Absolutely right.
One question.
What?
You're saying sun coming to this house where the Rahu is seated, but is there a time duration we need to look
Yes.
at, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that sun is every month it moves. No? Suns are like moon moves every 2.25 days. Sun will take approximately 1 month. Jupiter will take 1 year. Saturn will take 2.5 years. असं त्याचं ते सगळ्यांचं sequence आहे. So, but असं calculate करायची गरज नाही. That will come the time.
Okay.
What we are saying is this fellow is moving towards the exaltation. Okay. Anyway, let's not jump so much further. So we analyze. We analyzed Mercury, बरोबर? अभी, which is the कारक भाव for litigation? Rashmi, the spelling.
कारक भाव
for litigation.
Litigation.
मेरा आवाज कम आ रहा है.
Sun, no? Our planet will be sun.
For litigation, it can be sun or Mercury.
House. This is the house for
12th house.
नहीं. The 12th house for jail. 12th house is for jail. Litigation is what?
8th house.
नहीं रे बाबा 12th house is jail तो उसको jail कौन भेजेगा उसका opposite house कौन सा है?
8th house.
house, 6th house.
6th house.
हाँ.
Rogue ring Shatru or litigation. बोलो forgetting that. 6th house is the house of litigations. Okay. ये वापस 10 मिनट में जाने वाला है. अगर ये you all still have the stamina, then I will put another link. There's only 10 minutes left. Or do you want to shut here? Is this enough?
Close it.
So let's finish this.
Okay. चलो.
अच्छा,
So नहीं खत्म करने पर then I will not put a new link. Or you want a link? You all will get. अभी 10 मिनट बचा है. You can continue. बरोबर ना?
हाँ.
तो ये 10 मिनट होने के बाद good night. Okay. Now coming to this 6th house. का राशि लॉर्ड कौन है?
Mars.
Aura lord कौन है? I found the arrow. Here, this is arrow. Mars. दिख रहा है ना arrows? Can you see my arrow?
हाँ,
हाँ. So
yes, yes.
6th house का lord is Mars, Aura lord is Mars, so that is verifying that. Mars is what? Mars is what?
Fighting.
Fight
Fighting.
Fight.
of whatever sort, physical bolo or whatever, legal bolo, whatever, it's a fight. Okay, now I'm taking on a little towards a detour. Moon. क्या परिस्थिति है मून का in the 8th राशि?
Debilitated.
Debilitated. So moon connected to 6th house of litigation and debilitated. What is it telling you?
Loss
So
of money.
litigation will not be so severe.
Huh? Yeah?
It will be a weak litigation.
No, Rajat. Just
Loss
simple
of
join the
money.
dots. 6th house, 6th house is the house of litigation. 8th Rashi है उधर. 8th Rashi is the house of obstacles and losses. Moon is the financial loss जो already debilitated है, and it is seated in the 6th house of litigation. Doesn't it tell you that there is going to be a lot of money which is going to get wasted in the litigation?
Yes.
Seated in the house of Mars, which is again the conflict. Am I going too fast? Ami,
No, no.
you're looking blank.
No,
Someone
no.
understood?
Yeah.
Understood.
If you don't understand, say, you can double. So when we are analyzing the 6th house, we have to see the 6th lord also. 6th lord Mars, वो कहाँ बैठा है? यहाँ बैठा है. दूसरा कहाँ बैठा है? बाहर का किधर बैठा है? यहाँ बैठा है. So 6th house, which is the house of his case, is Mars, which is again conflict. वो दूसरे भाव में debilitated बैठा है. दूसरा भाव is what? Self-earned income.
Self-earned income.
Self-earned income. And which I told you last time, but I don't know how many of you remember. The 4th Rashi is the second to the 3rd Rashi. If I say this is 3rd Rashi, this is 4th Rashi. 4th Rashi is the second to the successor to that. So it, I said one negates and one elevates.
Nonsense.
बरोबर. So if 3rd house is the house of your documentation and whatever उसका जो भी legal documents है, so this is the house of what उसका enhancement.
Hmm.
यही enhancement पे ये जो legal documentation का बाप बैठा है वो debilitated बैठा है. What does it tell you? I'm actually going beyond what I promised to stop at. Is it going too high? Then I can again go back to the ABCD. Should I go back to the ABCD वाला part again? Okay, I'll finish this and then I'll finish this and I'll tell you. Okay, let me finish this. Basically, we are looking at the 6th house. 6th house ka lord is Mars. One of the Mars is seated here in the 2nd house, 4th Rashi, debilitated, weak. So 6th lord, that is the lord of the litigation which this guy is fighting, is weak. It is also seated in the 8th Rashi of obstacles. It is also seated with moon debilitated, which is financial loss. This financial loss is the lord of this house. इसका lord कौन है? Moon है ना?
Moon, yeah.
Financial loss because of this. This is also the house of self-earned income. If this is your Udayam, this is the 2nd house. 2nd house is the self-earned income. So the case is causing a financial loss in the self-earned income.
So the loss is also getting enhanced because it is the 4th house.
हाँ, वही है. नहीं, enhanced नहीं. This is the, if you say this is the 3rd Rashi of documentation. No, you're slightly off track. Now listen to me. This is the 3rd Rashi of documentation. This is the 4th Rashi of enhancement of the documentation. So it's a plus thing. But उधर पे ये सब negative बैठा है ना?
Hmm.
6th lord negative बैठा है, moon उसका राशि lord negative बैठा है. So this 4th fellow is bad. So 3rd को वो खींच नहीं रहा है, उसको दबा रहा है. Slightly advanced, but it's a show. Is it? This is just the starting, so be ready for such intense things. See, I'll make it very simple. Oh my God, only 4 minutes. We got the Tarak Bhav, sixth Bhav. Sixth Bhav पकड़ा, वो first of all कौन से राशि में बैठा है? 8th राशि का obstacle, इधर ही आ गया, danger. उसका बाप कौन है? Mars. उसके साथ कौन बैठा है? Debilitated moon. That is telling you a story. Mars, which is the fight. Mars, which is the 6th house lord. So it's the fight in the litigation. Is seated debilitated, weak. In the second to the third Rashi, the documentation, the verdict का जो enhancing house है, उसमें वो जाके बैठ के चिखल बना दिया.
So this whole documentation has become a mess.
मुझे it is not successful.
Correct.
Hello. हाँ. Okay. I know I've jumped a little too far. But what I'm trying to tell you is how you're connecting the houses. अभी 2 मिनट ही बचे हैं जाएगा. How you're connecting the car. Actually, this is the third step. If you remember what I told you, how you connect the dots with the car. This is what we'll be doing next to next time. I wanted to do 5 things, but we have hardly done 3. So let me. Do you have any questions? Ask me. So 2 minutes में जाएगा. Questions, है? Okay, what I wanted to do is, there are so many cases I have put up over there. Just read the case ka title, what is it pertaining to? Then shut it. Make a note over there. What is the Karak Bhav that I'm looking? What is the Karak planet I'm looking? Then open my case again. Then see, Udayam किधर है? Udayam Lord कौन है? वो कहाँ बैठे? फिर उसका पूरी चीरफाड़ करो. कारक प्लैनेट कौन है? कहाँ बैठे हैं? उसका चीरफाड़ करो. कारक भाव कौन है? वो कहाँ बैठे? उसका लॉर्ड कहाँ बैठे? उसका चीरफाड़ करो. बस. If you can do this and if you can identify it correctly, 50 to 60% of your work is done. Can you all do that in this week?
Okay.
Because just
Yeah.
now, if you remember the last step which you went from here to there and here, this I'm just telling you the tip of the iceberg. If I go any further, you are going to go in a total tailspin. But we have to reach that level. So you will have to get this homework done. Every day at least 15 minutes better. That to travel kar rahe ho, to just open, see that chart, identify it, go back to the chart, analyze it. And then if you want to read my thing, but that reading might be a little complicated because एक तो मेरा shorthand, उसके ऊपर मेरा Red Indian English उसमें डाला मैंने, तो वो जरा थोड़ा सा कम. ठीक है? 1 minute 6 seconds. You all have anything to say? Say. Clear? It gets very interesting. It gets very interesting. Only thing, these basics need to be clear. If your basics are clear, then it starts actually falling into place. And I will tell you, give yourself some time, at least 1 or 2 months, because you're not doing it like 10 minutes across 2 days or something like that. So just do that. It will help you. Okay. Chalo, see you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.